Thank you, Fumi. Eric wants to talk to you later. How we doing? Good. Yeah, great stuff. Great environment for us. We come back home. Certainly being challenged on the road for a long period of time. We constantly have talked about from the beginning building a club, how much adversity that we're going to have to deal with along the way. We were unable to train here, because of the switch in the football. We understand that. But still, we matched up against a physical team tonight, a team that came with high energy. And to be fair, I thought we did very well. Overall, our guys are, competing. They want to fight for everything. They showed that tonight. And when we make the changes and we, a little bit of an injection into the game, the guys that came off the bench did extremely well. There was sacrifice on the field all the way through. Everybody kind of dug in for each other. And happy that, Stevenson puts a great ball in, and there's Casey. He just brought him into the team. He was dangerous last week against Pittsburgh, and there he was again, creating havoc just outside the 6. And so congrats to him finishing the chance, and we're very happy for the 3 points. Now we get the solidification of being home in the playoffs, and we still have a lot of work ahead of us, without a doubt. There's a lot of teams that are going to come and fight and compete here. So we got to finish the business next week in Pittsburgh. Got to take care of our bodies, and mentally and physically we got to be ready to compete, without a doubt.
It must be a great relief to have some things stirred up about your playoff position. And do you give yourself a chance to enjoy this with the players at all?
Yeah, I think so. We enjoy the moments when they come. In the back of our mind, we're still focused on the target, and that is, we play the game because we want to compete to win trophies. And so we've got ourselves, in a good situation right now. We've got to enjoy it, without a doubt. That's the balance that you got to find in life. That's the balance you have to find in everything that we're doing here as well. So, yeah, absolutely, we enjoy it.
You always talk about how much of a lift the crowd is, another record crowd.
Yeah.
How much did that help you guys again?
Yeah, without a doubt. You can hear the crowd, when it's 0-0 and it carries on for a while. They're educated, the way they continuously sing and push you on. It's probably a better question for Casey. I don't know if he's played like that in an atmosphere in a while. So for me, it's and we certainly don't take it for granted that we get this type of fan base. Great to see us break the record again tonight. It shows the passion of the club, and I think that matches the passion on the field that we're getting from our players. So overall, it's been a tremendous year so far. We don't rest on our laurels. We continue to push, and we enjoy that. When the fans come out and they support us like that, we want to reward them with that, and I think the guys did that tonight.
With your clinching the third place and not being able to move the table, are you going to rest some players next week for the playoff game? Or?
We'll make adjustments as we see fit. We got to take care of inventory and players' injuries, how they are. And, the one thing that I take pride on with the staff is that, we've given opportunities to a lot of guys. We created a lot of depth within this group. So at any given time, players can step up and make a difference. So, we'll just make sure we assess that throughout the week.
Ugo got a real nice send-off there when you subbed him out. Real nice reception from the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know what the media will be like in Pittsburgh. This might be one of the few chances you have to stun for him. I think some people would argue he's put up MVP caliber numbers this year. Would you like to stun for Ugo tonight?
Yeah, no, I think he's done extremely well this year. It's not every day that, you pick a player up late in the season, he comes in and then, a lot of stuff going against him. Mentally, I think he fought through a lot, individually, and he's grown up a lot. He's matured, and his finishing has gotten better. He was unlucky tonight. He created some chances in Pitt as well. And now it's just that fine-tuning at this point in the season. So, we've pushed him on. I think he's done extremely well. To get 15 is tremendous, in your first season here. So, it becomes harder. When teams scout you and you got a target on your back, there's going to be a lot of physical play there off the ball, and, he's got to fight with that. He knows that.
Yeah, without tipping your hand too much, what are the areas you look to improve on between now and October 2nd?
Collectively as a group, or?
Yeah, I'm sorry. As a group.
I think just being a little bit more ruthless with the opportunities we create, just burying our chances. I think if we do that, and at times even some of the best teams in the world, they create and they got 6 or 7 great chances per half, and they might walk away 0-0. That's part of the game. But if we can do that and we just kind of close the door a little bit more and not let teams come back in, we'll be okay. Good?
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
So there was a time this year when we were asking you a lot about the inability to close out games, and now coming down the home stretch, 3 shutouts in a row. I think 9 on the season. Do you feel like yourself and the defense, the back line there, and maybe you guys are getting hot at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think it's getting hot. I think it's just getting to know each other. Like we talked about during that spell. Brand new club, brand new back line. The thing about a defensive unit is you gotta know where the other guy's gonna be. You gotta go know how the other guy's playing, and sometimes we kind of lost that in the beginning of the season. So playing 28, 29 games together, I think and Evans played back there, and Nico's played back there, and everybody's starting to know how we play. So I think it's not getting hot. I think it's just that continuity's there finally, and we're just kind of rolling with it. We're playing really well together, and those guys have been monsters. I mean, making my job pretty easy. I mean, didn't really have much to do the last 2, and like I said in the beginning of the season, I'll take that every day. So those guys have been great.
It seems like the back line is really interchangeable right now. I saw there were times there were 3 back there, 4 back there. All that seems to be clicking. Is that also what you say, or is all of just simply getting to know those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when those guys get to, John and Ryan, do a really good job of giving guys, chances in the game and rotating guys in and out. And during training, we don't always have the same back 4 playing together, which helps, especially earlier in the week. So it gives, maybe guys that haven't gotten that many minutes, time to get into our system and be comfortable. That way when they come in, you look at Evan Lee coming in tonight and really making a difference, stepping in there into the hole for us and really shutting it down. So, I think that it's just, the time and 30 games and 8 months, and it's clicking, so it's good. Anybody else? All set. Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So when you land here, is it? I can imagine you feeling like you hit the jackpot, just in terms of what this club is, the reputation is. How did it actually feel when you landed here, and then to do something so the goal tonight, obviously so significant to the standings.
Yeah, obviously when I heard that this was an opportunity, I jumped at it right away. I know what this club is capable of, and I know the resources and the kind of players they have here and the coaching staff. So I was obviously excited to get here, and I wanted to get here as quickly as I could. And obviously it's been a good start since I've got here. We've done well as a team with a long road trip last week, and obviously the win today. And as far as the goal goes, obviously I feel good about it. I'm here to help put us over the edge a little bit here in the play, going towards the playoffs. So obviously I'm glad I could do my part today.
What was it like to play in front of this crowd?
Yeah, obviously that's the best crowd by far I've been in front of in a while. So I was highly impressed. You can't ask for much more than that. They gave us a real boost towards the end when you're tired. Your legs are starting to feel it, but when you hear that crowd roaring, kind of gives you an extra little oomph at the end there.
Can you describe the goal? Just
Uh,
ball from Stevenson?
Yeah, obviously he played a great ball, and to be honest, I got the slightest of touches on it, so I would have been just as happy with you guys crediting that to him. I mean, he played a great ball, so I barely got a touch on it as it is, but that was mostly him.